Hello, this is Professor Salwa Kamil. I'm going to record your practical exercises and questions and answers for phonetics and phonology. A workbook which will help you a lot in mastering your course number 223. And I wish you good luck. This is going to be the practical part of this course, of course, added to the recordings of the course itself. This is course 223, Phonetics and Phonology, a workbook with questions and exercises that might help you in mastering your theoretical part of the course. This workbook is based on the Phonetics and Phonology course for Open Education Program in English Translation, Cairo University. The questions and exercises and drills included in this book are made to meet the requirements of that course description. The exercises in this book are therefore geared to drill students into the application to actual speech of rules and principles learned in the course with the aim of improving their English pronunciation and their knowledge of the basic phonological features and principles that function in the English language. بمعنى ان الكورس ده ان ما كانش هيحسن نطق الطالب في اللغة الانجليزية ويحس بفرق قبله وبعده، يبقى الكورس ما عملش حاجة. الكورس ده هدفه النظري قيمته أقل من هدفه العملي، يعني لابد إنه يبقى بيؤدي إلى تحسين النطق باللغة الإنجليزية. The questions introduce the students to the type of exercises the questions and exercises he may be confronted with in the final examination. يبقى الحاجة التانية كمان اللي الورك بوك ده بيساعد فيها هو انه يحضرك لنوعية الأسئلة اللي ممكن تيجي في الامتحان. They are also designed to introduce the student to the types of questions, exercises he may be confronted with in the final examination. There are 3 sections in this workbook. First, there are questions and answers covering all the units in the textbook. هتلاقي انت unit 1, unit 2, unit 3 والquestions والexercises كلها بتنتمي للunit دي. Next, there are general questions that cover most of the course, including multiple choice questions that may be new to the students. The last section is a sample final examination where common mistakes are pointed out and discussed. It's not advisable, ما انصحش أبدا, to watch الaudio visual version of the questions and exercises اللي هي احنا فيها دلوقتي before attempting them in the printed workbook. جميع الأسئلة دي بتظهر في الكتاب بتاع الكورس، الكتاب الجديد يعني. ولازم الطالب يحاول يحل الأسئلة دي قبل ما يلجأ إلى الحلول اللي موجودة هنا. These drills are meant to consolidate skills and knowledge gained during the administration of the course. Therefore, the oral discussion should be the last stage of preparation for the examination. الأورال ديسكشن معناها دلوقتي تيجي بعد الطالب ما يكون اختبر مدى تحصيله في الكورس. عندنا في الكتاب في حاجة اسمها introduction و unit 1. دول هيبقوا covered في السكشن اللي جاي ده. Define the following terms briefly. ده سؤال محتمل ان يجي لك بعض الترمز ويقول لك define them. اول حاجة linguistic studies. من واقع الكورس لابد تكون دلوقتي عارف يعني ايه linguistic studies. فكر كده، يعني ايه linguistic studies؟ Linguistic studies are concerned with the scientific and disciplined analysis of language. Scientific بمعنى انها توجه علمي يعني دقيق ومحكم، مش آراء بقى وأنا شايف كده ولا، في منهج محكم. ودisciplined يعني بيتبع خطوات علمية دقيقة. Answering the question what is language. يعني إذن الديفينيشن بتاع language هو linguistic studies كلها. What is language and what is it used for? And this line of study is known as descriptive linguistics. Descriptive linguistics إحدى التخصصات في دراسة اللغة. We can also study how it is used. It هنا بترجع على اللغة طبعا. And this covers several areas such as sociolinguistics علم اللغة الاجتماعي and pragmatics البراغماتية, how it developed, and this line of study is known as how language developed over time, and this is known as historical linguistics, how it is acquired as first, second, or foreign language, and this is known as psycholinguistics, علم اللغة النفسي, and how it can be taught, how language can be taught, and this is the line of study known as applied linguistics, etc. يعني إذن هناك علوم داخل علم اللغة متخصصة في نواحي مختلفة. Phonology يعني ايه phonology؟ ويعني ايه الفرق بين phonology و phonetics؟ في حاجة اسمها phonetics، في حاجة اسمها phonology. Phonology is the description of the predictable patterns and distribution of sounds that occur in any one language. This distribution is highly controlled by rules. يبقى phonology بيحكمها قواعد. Therefore, phonology is the beginning of what we call grammar. يبقى إذن بداية القواعد هي بداية الجرامر اللي بنسميه grammar. عشان احنا في العربي بنقول قواعد. النحو بنقول قواعد. ليه؟ لأن بيبتدي بالقواعد. قد يكون النحو العربي ما بيبتديش بالفونولوجي، ما بيبتديش بالصوتيات، لكن الإنجليزي بيبتدي بالصوتيات. The aim of phonology is to define all the phonemes of a language and to describe how syllables are formed. يبقى الهدف بتاعها الفونيمز. What are the phonemes of a language and how we use phonemes to form syllables. This is phonology. It also studies the sound properties that result from the combination of phonemes into syllables that in turn combine together to form morphemes and words, which in turn combine into strings of sound. Strings of sound معنى ذلك ان اي string هنا زي العقد كده، الاصوات زي ما انا بتكلم دلوقتي. All the phonemes are connected together to form syllables, and then morphemes, and then words, and the words to form sentences, and كلها عقد متصل ببعضه. The resulting sound changes are also controlled by the rules of phonology. Phonology is a level of language that is not connected with meaning. Phonology sound بس, has nothing to do with meaning. يعني انت بتسمع احيانا ناس بتتكلم الماني او طلياني تبقى عارف ان ده الماني او طلياني انما مش فاهم المعاني. Grammar. What is grammar? احنا قلنا قبل كده grammar is the part of the language which is controlled by rules. والفونetics قبل الجرامر على فكرة ما فيهاش rules. There are no rules in phonetics. And phonology is the beginning of rules. Grammar is a level of linguistic description which including phonology, syllable structure and formation, morphology, morpheme, word structure and formation, the syntax, sentence structure and formation. Grammar is a level of linguistic description which includes phonology, includes, مش including. Okay. These components are rule governed. Rule governed تعبير آخر لي governed by rules. Unlike phonetics and semantics. Phonetics ملهاش دعوة بالقواعد. Phonetics مجرد دراسة أصوات مخارج الألفاظ. وسيمانتكس دراسة المعاني لها قواعدها الخاصة بس ما هياش قواعد نحو يعني. Rules have no exceptions and therefore any structure that breaks a rule is ungrammatical. Rules allow structures to be predictable. يعني ايه الكلام ده؟ يعني if you know the rule you know what to expect. It is predictable. Predictable, in other words, you know what to expect. يعني ايه articulator? Articulators are the various organs, أجهزة in the vocal tract. كل المنطقة اللي بنستخدمها في الكلام اسمها the vocal tract, used for the articulation of phonemes, namely lips, teeth, alveolar ridge, palate, velum. الفيلوم لها اسم تاني soft palate, tongue and larynx. These organs make contact by either touching or coming very close to each other or to various parts of the tongue. The lungs and nose are not articulators. ولو ان اللانجز هي اللي بيطلع منها الهواء اللي بيحرك الأجهزة دي كلها، إنما ما همش articulators لأن ما بيفرقوش ما بين صوت وصوت. والنوز برضو ما هياش articulator because they do not make any contact. The vocal tract. What is the vocal tract? All the area from all the passages that the air stream goes through the larynx, from the larynx to the mouth, the oral tract, and to the nose, the nasal tract, are known as the vocal tract. The vocal طبعا هي الصفة من voice. The vocal tract is also known as the vocal cavity. يعني you hear these two expressions in different books. Pragmatics. What is pragmatics? Pragmatics is a level of language description which provides the speaker's meaning in a context of use in real interactions. إحدى استخدامات اللغة إن إحنا نقول أشياء من غير ما نقول بس تتفهم. Semantics هي الحاجات اللي بنقولها، الكلمة واللي بعديها the relationship between the words in the sentence, the meaning of the words that come from the dictionary. Semantics is meaning within the language system. The dictionary هنا هو the language system, away from using the sentence in any context. We're not talking about context here. Pragmatics describes how the context affects meaning and sometimes changes it completely. Pragmatics is about the meaning of language as we use it. يعني بقول حاجة وأعني شيء مختلف، أو بقول حاجة وأعني حاجة تانية بالإضافة ليها. This is pragmatics. In other words, all language has a semantic level, but over and above the semantic level, it also has a pragmatic level. واحد بيتظارف مثلا، تقوم تيجي تقول له ايه خفة الدم دي؟ طبعا طبقا للقاموس انت بتثني على خفة دمه. القاموس مش هيقول لك خفة الدم دي معناها دمك تقيل يعني او سخيف، انما ده اللي انت بتعنيه. فالبراجماتكس هي اللي بتقول لك ان السيتويشن بيقول ان you don't mean what you say but you mean something different. Descriptive linguistics. What is descriptive linguistics? Descriptive linguistics is that line of linguistic studies, إحدى دراسات اللغة, which answers the question what is language. على فكرة اللغة قد كده قريبة مننا لدرجة ان احنا بيتهيألنا ان احنا نعرف كل حاجة عنها، لكن ده مش صحيح. We need to inquire a lot and investigate what language really is. It describes the various levels that form the hierarchy of language. Hierarchy هنا هو التسلسل الهرمي للغة. Phonology, the study of sound. Morphology, the study of morphemes and words. Syntax, the study of sentence structure. Semantics, the study of word and sentence meaning. And pragmatics, the study of utterance meaning in the interactional context. لازم يبقى مضمون تفاعلي، سياق تفاعلي. على فكرة لو في كلمات بتمر عليك هنا وانت حاسس انك مش عارف معناها، ارجع للجلوسري في الكتاب. الكتاب عندك الجلوسري فيه موجود definitions لكل الكلمات دي. يعني لو انت مش عارف يعني ايه موفي، هتلاقي الديفينيشن بتاعها هناك. What is the difference between phonetics and phonology? This is an important question. I think you know by now, having gone through the course, what the difference is. Phonetics is the study of all the possible human sounds that go into the production of human languages all over the world. قول لي بقى ايه القواعد اللي ممكن تنطبق على الحاجات دي؟ ابدا. جميع لغات العالم، جميع مخارج الألفاظ. Each sound is studied individually according to a set of features and parameters. There are no rules involved here, just descriptions of these sounds and how they are produced. No rules at all. But when you come to a particular language, في rules بقى. في الصوت ده ممكن يجي بعد ده، ده مش ممكن يجي بعد ده، لو ده جاء بعد ده التالت ما يجيش، طب لو ده جاء بعد ده يأثر فيه ازاي. هنا بدأت القواعد بقى. Phonology on the other hand is the description of the predictable patterns and distribution of sounds that occur in any one language. شكل السيلابل ايه يختلف من العربي الانجليزي للفرنساوي. طيب ممكن ايه يجي بعد ايه في الانجليزي ومش ممكن في العربي؟ طبعا دي قواعد. There are rules in phonology which is controlled by rules. Therefore, phonology is the beginning of what we call grammar. The aim of phonology is to define all the phonemes of a language and to describe how syllables are formed. ليه بنقول syllables هي غاية الفونولوجي؟ لأن السيلابل وحدة صوتية ملهاش دعوة بالمعنى خالص. حط سيلابل على سيلابل وربما كمان سيلابل، خلاص عملت موفيم، عملت معنى. Give examples to show how orthographic form معناها السبيلنج، الكتابة اللي بنكتبها. Orthographic form is how we write words. والكتابة تختلف تماما عن اللي احنا خدناه في الكورس اللي هو الترانسكريبشن. Give examples to show how orthographic forms اللي هو spelling is incapable of adequately representing the sound of words and phonemes. Do you remember? Let's look at this. We write English using 26 letters of the alphabet. عدد الألفابت بتاعت الإنجليزي 26. However, the sound of English has 50 different units اللي بنسميهم phonemes. It is therefore obvious that 26 letters cannot express double that number of sounds unless we use repetition. Writing is phonetically ambiguous. Some ambiguous يعني في استخدامات فيها التباس، يعني بيحصل لبس في العملية. Some symbols stand for more than one sound. يا سلام. عندك C و K الاتنين بيتنطقوا كا وكي، واحدة بتبتدي بسي واحدة بتبتدي بكي. Whereas one sound can be represented by more than one symbol. طبعا العكس بقى، كذا symbol بيعبروا عن one sound بتعبر عنه بكذا symbol. نبص كده. س the sound S can be written with S or C as in sight and sight, and the sound K can be written as cot and kid. Meanwhile, cat and sight or germ and gear شوف بقى cat فيها سي وسايت فيها سي، انما واحدة بتتنطق ك والتانية بتتنطق س. طيب germ بتتكتب بالجي وجية بتتكتب بالجي، لكن دي بتتنطق ج ودي بتتنطق ج. They use one symbol for two phonemes. يبقى الفونيم احنا بنسويه بايه؟ بساوند. The phonetic system solves this problem by creating a one-to-one correspondence between symbol and sound. حلت المشكلة بقى. عندنا 50 صوت، نعمل 50 رمز، وبالتالي هيبقى عندنا رموز جديدة خالص ما بنستعملهاش في الكتابة وملناش دعوة بالكتابة. خلاص بقينا عندنا رموز الفونetics والفونولوجي ملهاش دعوة بالكتابة. The differences are due to historical change. In the history of any language, the writing system is more fixed and less capable of changing than speech. In the history of English, spelling has been much slower in developing than speech. The result is that today there is a gap between the written form of a word and its sound. For example, there are extra letters in the script of the word through. GH دي جت منين? Which do not cope with the phonological form of the word. شوف بقى احنا ما بنكتبهاش غير ث ر ر ر و خلاص رو. Some consonants are written orthographically. Orthographically يعني طريقة السبيلينج، لازم تعرف الكلمة دي. In different ways, such as f, which appears as f in form, and ph in phantom, and gh in tough. يا سلام، كل دول بيتنطقوا ف. gh في tough و ph phantom و ف. Phonetically these should all appear as one symbol. ماليش دعوة بقى بتتكتب ب ph ولا ب gh ولا ب f، هعمل لها symbol واحدة في جميع الكلمات دي. It will appear as one symbol. Other times a single sound is expressed in two adjacent symbols, such as ch and sh. أعمل شكلين عشان أعبر عن ch وشكلين عشان أعبر عن ش، or the same sequence is used to represent two different phonemes such as th, th يعني, which stands for th or the. بتقول thank and this. So the th has two different sounds. كل ده بنحله احنا في الترانسكريبشن في الفونetics، ونعمل لكل واحدة من دول sound وسيمبل وخلاص وانتهينا. Vowels represent a bigger problem as we can find no consistency. Consistent يعني تناسق in the representation of vowel sound in orthographic form. يعني المشكلة أكبر في الvowels. The phoneme A is orthographically represented as tail. بص بقى A في tail، بص بتتكتب ازاي؟ A-L-E tail T-A-I-L. May A-A-Y. Freight E-I-G-H. Great E-A. Straight A-I-G-H. ايه ده؟ كل ده spelling بيتنطق بالظبط بالايه بالسيمبل دي. فلما اجي اكتب تيل مش هستعمل كل ده، هستعمل السيمبل دي. ولما اجي اكتب فريت هستعمل السيمبل دي، ولما اجي اكتب ستريت هستعمل السيمبل دي، وانتهينا. يبقى sound is represented in all these different words which are spelled differently. The sound of the vowel is represented in this symbol. This lack of correspondence demands a consistent method of sound representation of phonemes, no matter how a word is written, in order to avoid any ambiguity. Language description takes speech as its primary mode. Speech, not writing. Please, when we talk about phonetics and phonology, we talk about sound, about speech. Name and define 4 disciplines that are related to the study of language. Sociolinguistics studies language as a social phenomenon, including varieties such as dialects, genres, registers, gender differences, linguistically marked class differences, and semantic systems, etc. أما psycholinguistics studies the acquisition, اكتساب of child language and the learning of sound and foreign chords. عرفتوا في الكورس طبعا ان children learn language much easier than adults, and they learn it perfectly by the age of 5 years maybe, all the grammar. This is called acquisition. This is studied in ازاي من غير اي تلقين ولا تعليم ولا اي حاجة. This is called the study of psycholinguistics. Historical linguistics looks at language change in a historical context, and discourse analysis aims to discover the features and regularities in language use in units above the sentence. Units above the sentence. أصل السنتنس هي آخر المطاف في الجرامر. القواعد لا تنطبق غير على السنتنس، ما تنطبقش على الباراجراف ولا على التكست ولا أي حاجة من دي. إنما عشان تدرس بقى باراجرافات وتكست وحاجات كده بتروح لديسكورس أناليسيس. اتعمل لها برضو description وقواعد وحاجات كده. Explain what is meant by the hierarchy of language structure. يعني ايه كلمة hierarchy of language structure؟ جات لنا في الانترودكشن وانا حاولت اشرحها. Do you remember? Alright, hierarchy is a relation where a unit in one level of structure is formed by combining 2 or more units in a lower level. يعني فوق يتقسم لفرعين. The result is a pyramid-shaped structure similar to a tree structure. In language, sounds combine to form syllables. Syllables combine to form morphemes, and morphemes combine to form words. words in turn form phrases and phrases form sentences. يبقى احنا بنبتدي بسنتنس وننزل للي أقل فأقل فأقل. The sentence is the largest unit of grammatical structure. Alright. We are going to put the number of the organ in the vocal cavity here in front of its name. يعني ناخد مثلا number one هي النوز، ندور على نوز نحط هنا 1. number 2 3 upper lip و lower lip، ندور على upper lip و lower lip و upper lip نحط 2 ونحط 3 etc. Right, match the numbers in the figure with the articulators' names 1 to 13. Can you do that? I'll give you some time to do it and then we'll look at the answer. The answer is كده اهو. ادي الارقام وكل رقم ده سؤال مباشر حله في الكتاب وحله قدامك اهو. ما اعتقدش جميع الاسماء دي لازم تحفظها لان بتستخدم باستمرار. Right. Now we go to unit 2. Provide the place of articulation in the spaces below, then write the phonetic symbol in the brackets. Right, so you're going to provide the tip of the tongue is touching ادي الستركتشر معمول هنا tip of the tongue and the upper teeth وده the lower lip and the upper teeth. يعني هنا ال upper teeth مع ال tip of the tongue وهنا ال upper teeth مع الليب. ده بنسميه ايه النطق ده وده بنسميه ايه؟ we're going to fill in the blanks. ده اسمه dental وده اسمه labiodental. dental teeth labiodental يعني الشفة مع التيث وهنا dental بس. خدوا بالكم ان في الكونسونانتس اسم التانج جميع السكشنز بتاعته ما بتردش في اي اسماء، بترد بس في الفاولز. Fill in the columns with the names of the marked articulators and the adjectives derived from them. شكل تاني دوكها كان كل الارتيكوليترز، ده شكل تاني. دي اسمها ايه؟ لسه قايلينها دلوقتي upper lip. طيب ده معلم ايه؟ lower teeth وده alveolar ridge. alveolar ridge كلمة شوية صعب ونطقها صعب. You have to learn how to write it and pronounce it. Practice alveolar ridge. alveolar ridge. Practice the writing والصفة منها alveolar. هنا the velum طبعا، ولو قلت soft palate مفيش مشكلة. وهنا ايه اللي موجود هنا؟ الحنجرة the larynx. Okay. A is the alveolar ridge and the adjective is alveolar. Upper lip is B and the adjective is labial. Lower teeth is C and the adjective is dental. D is velum or soft palate and the adjective is velar. And E is the larynx. ممكن تقول glottis and the adjective is glottal. Question number 3. What are the distinctive features of consonants? Distinctive features are those properties which make the difference between one consonant and another. والله هي distinctive features مش of consonant في أي حاجة make the difference between one thing and another. This is what we call distinctive features. Consonants are distinguished by 3 properties. أولا the place of articulation where the stricture occurs. Stricture اللي هي the place where the air is constricted, where the air is interrupted. The manner of articulation, how the air flows out of the lungs. How the air flows out of the lungs along the vocal tract. How the flowing out of the lung of the air behaves. The state of the larynx, the vocal folds can be a state of vibration, semi-voiced, or a state of relaxation, semi-voiceless. These are the three distinctive features of consonants. ولذلك في الكونسونانت شارت بتلاقي الثلاثة دول expressed in the consonant chart. What is the place of articulation? It's the point at which a stricture obstructing the flow of air coming out of the lungs occurs in the vocal tract, thus producing a consonant. If there's stricture, there's a consonant. No stricture, there's a vowel. على طول كده. والفرق بين الفاول والكونسونانت هو في الستركتشر ده. Articulators either touch or come very close to touching, causing the flow of air to change. There are 8 places of articulation. 8 places of articulation. 8 مواضع بيحصل عندها الستركتشر ده. الانتربشن bilabial, labiodental, dental, tip of the tongue. شوفنا الصورة احنا. Alveolar, palatoalveolar, palato, this is supposed to be an O, a misprint. Palatal, velar, and the glottis. These are the places where the place of articulation occurs, where the stricture occurs. Describe the nasal manner of articulation. يعني ايه بقى nasal؟ ده manner بقى. Nasal manner of articulation occurs. احنا قلنا manner هو how the air coming out of the lungs behaves. بيخرج من الفم، بيخرج من الأنف، بيقف يعمل ضغط ويطلع plosive، بيطلع من حتة ضيقة يعمل fricative. How does it behave, the air coming out of the lung? فاحنا هنوصف النازل manner occurs when the air flowing out of the lung towards the vocal cavity flows out of the nasal cavity, because the soft palate against the back of the tongue has blocked the way to the oral tract. A stricture still takes place in the oral tract. يعني the stricture, one of the distinctive features of the consonant, تحصل في الاورال tract، تحصل في الكافيتي بتاعة الفم. اما the air comes out of the nasal cavity. minimal pair يعني ايه كلمة minimal pair؟ واديني example. minimal pair, what do we use minimal pair for? Do you remember? Is it related to phonemes? Minimal pairs are couples of meaningful words with the same sound environment. Everything is the same except one place results in the difference in meaning. مثلا bed وباد، د. الفرق هو ان دي ودي يبقى دول وال are 2 different phonemes. sit and fit, it. The difference is in the s and the f. يبقى these are 2 different phonemes. food and fool. Food and fool are not minimal pairs. Food and fool are not minimal pairs, because are minimal pairs, because these are the same vowels او and او. الاف والف واحدة، الاختلاف بس في الد والل. فالد والل are 2 different phonemes. يبقى 2 minimal pairs are couples of meaningful words: food, fool, with the same sound environment, foo, foo, except one place, d, l, and which results in the difference in meaning. The words in these pairs share all the sounds except the one marked in boldface, اللي هي مفيش boldface معلش. This is the method by which each language can establish its set of phonemes. Find at least 5 minimal pairs among the following words. عندك set اهو. Before you turn to the next page, please, please, please try to solve this. ما تعتمدش على ان الانسر جاي. Try to solve this. ناخد face وهاد وهات وهات. شوف هاد هات، في فرق في الايه، في الفاول، وفي فرق في الد والت، يبقى دول مش مينيمال بير، في فرقين ما بينهم. ناخد دي، شوف بتتكتب ازاي، تانج، وناخد مثلا هانج. اسمع، ما تبصش على الكلام الكتابة مضللة، التريكسيو. تانج، هانج، ايوه، ان. الفرق في ايه؟ في الت والها، يبقى دول مينيمال بير. يعني شوف دول قد ايه يقربوا لبعض، ما همش مينيمال بير، انما دول minimal pair. So you always have to listen to the word before you decide whether it is minimal pair ولا لا. Face, faith, أيوة minimal pair. Heard, heart, tongue, heard. heard وheard دول مش minimal pair. هما بيفرقوا في الكتابة لكن they sound the same. انما hurt وheard او hurt وheard ايوه دول مينيمال، قصدي heard وhurt. هنا الفرق في الت والد، وheard برضو في الد والت. Okay, so let's look at the answer. Face, faith, heart, heart, tongue, hung, heard, bird, book, bush, heard, hurt, light, sight. شوف بقى light, sight دول مكتوبين ازاي؟ light, sight. They sound the same ولا لا؟ with one exception، ان ده بتبتدي بال ودي بتبتدي باس، انما السبيلنج مختلف تماما. خد بالك دي بتتنطق فاز مش فيز، فاز، عشان كده ما دخلتش في المينيمال بيرز بتاعتنا. How do vowels differ from consonants? Mention at least 3 features. Vowels and consonants combine to form syllable. The center of a syllable is a vowel surrounded by consonants. Consonants and vowels differ in 3 ways. How do they differ? Consonants have strictures at various points. Alright? Inama vowels have no obstruction at all. Therefore, easier to move from one vowel to another. ممكن. إنما you can't move from you can't move from one consonant to the other easily, but you move from one vowel to the other easily. Why? Because there is no stricture, but with consonants it's difficult. Vowels are always voiced, but consonants can be voiced or voiceless. Distribution of vowels places them at the center of every syllable. Consonants come at the beginning or at the end. احنا بنتكلم على syllable 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 علشان الفونetics والفونولوجي شغلتها syllable. consonant can exist in clusters. clusters يعني more than one consonant in a row. str وده أقصى حاجة. within وبعدين لازم تتحرك بقى بفاول within a syllable, but vowels occur only one per syllable. only one heart, one nucleus, وممكن يبقى حواليها vowels كتير. Draw a diagram of the tongue and divide it into its 4 articulatory parts. Describe the use of each part of the tongue in producing the different types of consonants. Answer: 4 parts of the tongue are used in producing consonants, but only the front and the back are used in producing vowels. The front-back contrast is one of the distinctive features of the vowels. Contrast هنا يعني بتفرق ما بين vowel و vowel. The tongue is divided phonologically into 4 parts. Each part typically functions with the closest articulator in the oral cavity to produce strictures. ادي التيب طبعا بيشتغل مع التيث، البليد مع الالفيولار ريدج، الفرونت مع الباليت، والباك مع الفيلم. كل حاجة بتشتغل مع الحاجة القريبة منها. The tip works with the teeth, etc. This is written here, what I have just said. When the front of the tongue is raised against the hard palate, a semivowel occurs at the back of the tongue. Together with the soft palate, velum produce velar consonants such as the back plosives and the velar nasal. يعني ايه voicing? Voicing occurs in the larynx when the 2 vocal folds on both sides of the glottis start to vibrate, causing the air passing through it to become audible. audible يعني يبقى مسموع، مش وشوشة بقى. voiceless زي الوشوشة كده. إنما ب ز ز ز ز ج ج ج كل دي voiced. Voice sounds are accompanied by the vibration of the vocal folds اللي هي في اللارynx. الvocal folds اللي هي الحنجرة. Whereas voiceless sounds are produced with smooth passage of the air through the glottal opening. They're smooth, مفيش أي vibration. Voicing is one of the distinctive features of consonant. All vowels are voiced. عشان كده ما هياش distinctive في الvowels. Divide the following consonants into groups. Voiced, voiceless, according to the manner of articulation. هنمسك دول ونحط الvoiced على ناحية والvoiceless على ناحية، وبعدين نعمل الdivision according to the manner of articulation. فين البلوسيف، فين النيزل، فين الافريكت، فين الفريكاتيف إلى آخره. عاملينها احنا اهو. voiced كل دول ايه؟ voiced. الباقيين bilabial اهم، labiodental اهم. دول الvoiceless، دول الvoiceless ودول الvoiced. الbilabial اهم، labiodental اهم، dental the، palatal alveolar sh j، palatal y، alveolar n, and velar k. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate features or symbols. دي blanks. Okay. دي كل السيمبلز بتاعتها ايه؟ voiced ولا voiceless؟ طبعا ده lateral يبقى voiced. Place of articulation is الالفيولا، وهنا is lateral. المهم اللي ناقص، في حاجات ناقصة كلها، في حاجات ناقصة أجزاء فيها، في حاجات السيمبل نفسها ناقصة. يعني voiceless labio dental fricative السيمبل نفسها ناقصة. you're asked to know السيمبل وكل الايه الdistinctive features بتاعتها. ادي the answer. So this is a voiced alveolar lateral. and the rest voiceless labiodental fricative حطينا الاف، والvoiceless alveolar fricative حطينا الاس. كل اللي underline دي هي الحاجات الناقصة اللي احنا كملناها. Why are plosives sometimes called stops? Plosives are called stops because in this manner of articulation, the air comes out of the lungs completely stopped at the stricture point. Pressure is built up behind the closure, and then the air is suddenly released in an explosion. يبقى لو انت استعملت الاكسبلوجن بتقول عليها plosive، لو استعملت air completely stopped بتقول عليها stop. Therefore it's called a stop and or a plosive. في ناس بتقول كده وفي ناس بتقول كده. What does the manner affricate signify? Affricate, a manner, means that the sound of the phoneme begins as a plosive and ends as a fricative. sh, sh, sh. يبقى tsh, d, 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 j, 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 d, زي tsh, d, tsh, voiceless, d, voiced. Church and judge. Okay? Stricture used in producing fricatives. Producing fricatives بنعمل ايه؟ بنعمل a very narrow space for the air to pass through, producing fricatives. فV بنستعمل معاها labiodental يعني lip and the teeth. The next stricture occurs when the tip of the tongue comes close to the upper and lower teeth, producing dental the voiceless and the voiced. Third position is the z and then the sh, and then the h. These are the fricatives of English. Which phonemes in the following items are aspirated according to English phonological rules? Explain each case. Aspirated بياخد the extra puff of air. Okay. الك in card and in cook is aspirated because it's a voiceless plosive that occurs initially in the syllable followed by a vowel. Amma, the same goes for t in tear and tail. You know the rule. If the plosive is a syllable initial followed by a vowel, it is aspirated. P in poor and part. Amma, if it is followed by an S, it loses the aspiration. Fricatives are not aspirated. The rule doesn't work for fricatives. It works only for plosives and voiceless plosives. Stem spade are preceded by S and therefore they are not aspirated. Fricatives are not aspirated. Okay, match the terms in column A with those in column B by placing, okay, you know the matching. ادي spaces فاضية وادي letters, the spacing. F is devoiced, معناها ان و in quick is devoiced. Quick, 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 quick. It loses the voices. The w loses the voices. Quick, quick. So we choose F. K مالها is a fortis sound. K. You know, all plosives are fortis, etc. B is stressed, etc. You match these words, these expressions with what comes with them here. اللي devoiced, اللي lenis sound, اللي dental fricative, and you put the letter whatever the letter is in front of. This is called matching. Divide the following words into two groups, one ending in sound s and the other in z. دي بقى الايه الاسsimilation. Rings, hints. So you know the difference between g, which is voiced, تاخد voiced z, ودي voiceless, تاخد voiceless, and this is the list. Hints, books, racks, students, leaps. كل اللي قبليهم voiceless plosives. أما دول they are all voiced sounds تاخد ز. الأفريكا تش وج ياخدوا is. This is supposed to be smaller than that. This is an illustration of the phonological rule of assimilation. I wish that you have made some use of these exercises and questions. I hope it will help you in understanding your phonetics and phonology course more better, and we have finished now Unit 3, and in the next hour, inshallah, we're going to start on Unit 4. So, see you then. Thank you.